bringing basic accountability and a little common sense to the nuclear program, we can eliminate Cold War weapons that we no longer need and shift the budgets to those that we do within the military. Let's see here. Okay, earlier one of the opponents had mentioned that producing these warheads, or the warheads themselves, are essentially free, and that everyone involved in the creation process of them is where all the money's actually going. But I'm going to kind of disprove that. U.S. currently has 400 B-61 nuclear bombs that were produced during the Cold War. What was supposed to be a simple modernization of them has spiraled into a $10 billion job, giving a literal meaning to gold plating. An estimated cost of $28 million per bomb. Each of these 700-pound bombs will be worth more than its weight in gold. That's not free. Let's see here. Okay, according to United States Nuclear Weapon Industrial Complex, the National Nuclear Security Administration consists of 8 plants and laboratories across the country, from Livermore, California to Savannah River in South Carolina. This employs around 40,000 people. This is where a lot of the money is going. These are the engineers and the people involved in protecting and producing these expensive nukes. And that's where he was getting at with the warheads not costing any money, but they do. They cost a lot, as I had previously mentioned. Now, the U.S., we have the most nukes in the entire world, and the opponents kept touching on we need to have these so we can have a political stance and we can kind of threaten them. And I mean, if the U.S. wants to be a world leader, I think it should try to take a step in a more noble direction and try to not have another nuclear arms race, because it's not good for the world. No one's going to get anywhere. I mean, if you have 2,000 nukes and they have 1,000, no one's going to launch all their nukes at one time. It doesn't matter how many you have. Like it's just a number at some point. And just kind of touch over everything we've went over today. U.S. just needs to drastically cut spending on these weapons that we hope to never use. We really only need enough weaponry to keep the threat of retaliation alive. And it's hard to put a number on that, but the amount of money that's spent on these new programs is extremely wasteful and unnecessary, as our country already has enough firepower to decimate the entire planet a couple times over. The hundreds of billions of dollars being used to produce nuclear warheads over the next decade does not make our country any safer. If anything, producing more weapons just creates this tension between these countries that are in a recently volatile state, threatening nuclear action here and there. But further violating any of these treaties that we've already broken is just taking a step backwards in the direction we need to go. The largest military power in the world needs to realize the severity of continuing to produce and upgrade these weapons. The money could be used towards issues we are currently facing in the military rather than being spent towards issues we hope to never see. Thank you.